Are we okay? We got to fucking... We've got to do the fucking shit that we for fucking drug abuse. No! Are you listening?
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't. But I'm asking you, if you're a part of this community, don't get involved in the drama. People are already making the latest drama about themselves, the emergency broadcast drama system. The longer people are in the Lorneography community, the more they start to act like him. And all of this drama is usually something that Lorne does. So I'm begging you, for your own health, for the health of this community, so the new people in it don't think we're all a bunch of assholes, just let it go, don't participate. Lorne Armstrong, the lovable loser. One of the greatest puzzles in Lorneography is where Lorne gets the idea that if a man likes a woman, if a man touches a woman in any way, it's sex time. See, Lorne is a virgin. My question, Lorne, is all of those women you focused your attention on, all of those women you claimed to love and you lusted after, none of them spread their legs for you, Quasimodo. None of them. So, where did your view that women are all sluts come from? I have a few theories, and we're going to dive into them. I think a couple boyfriends or girlfriends to Lorne when he was growing up seemed like a million. So if his sister was dating multiple guys, Lorne probably thought, oh, well, my sister's a slut. Must be any guy that wants her. Maybe she'll spread her legs. I think Lorne showered his sister with affection. Any woman that's near him, his mom, his sister, he just showers them with affection. He tries to love bomb them, and it never works. I still think Lorne's first sexual experience was walking in on his mom or his sister. I think as a child he was very curious and possibly hyperactive sexually. I believe he raided his sister's panty drawer or his mom's out of curiosity. We know he's a virgin, and he's really never had a relationship because Paula, he thought they had some unspoken psychic connection that, well, it would be unspoken if it was psychic. He thought they had some kind of connection, and that meant they were headed to a relationship. It was never verbalized. It was unspoken. We locked eyes. I can see him thinking like that. Lorne is that friend when you go to a club that will see a woman across the room. I call her, got dibs. And then when she goes home with somebody else, because he's so pathetic and desperate, he probably got angry. She was mine. We were supposed to go home together. I have a friend who would do that. Oh man, she's totally mine. I saw her first. I call her. I got first crack. This is the type of ownership that Lorne does. He would do this. And if he could go out to a bar, I'm certain that some of the Lorneography community would be with him out at that bar, letting him drink, trying to get as much true information out of him as possible. Another thing about him that just confuses me is he instantly goes to gay. Any guy who wants to try to hook up with his woman, we're going to get into that, is somehow gay. I don't understand how you could possibly call another suitor gay when they're going after the woman you like for the same reasons you like. Yes, they're catfish. You. Yes, they're catfish. They are. But to him, they're real. So any possible potential suitor, they're instantly a homosexual. He's a cocksucker. You want me to get rid of that piece of shit? Get rid of that cocksucker. There's a homophobia video I've got in the back of my mind because there are misconceptions about what homophobia really is, but I'm not going to get into it. But I just find that's another puzzle of Lorne I don't understand. Nothing makes sense with him, as we know. Lorne logic. I meant to put this in the imagination and creativity video. Do you remember when he told Casey, let's put it this way, you're a model, I'm one of the biggest names on NBC. We're not a normal couple anymore. And he tells her about the 250,000 views. So they try to come up with a name, and Lorne's creativity takes him to Bruss. That was the moment the Lorneography community collectively fell out of their chairs laughing, trying to figure out what he meant. And then Casey was like, what's that? Be right us. What in the living hell is that? Sorry, I had to get that in there because I just wanted to mention it. But we're getting back to ownership. there are plenty of topics to hit. Going back for a second, I wonder if Lorne thinks that I loved her first is actually I saw her first. I liked her first before you, and she's mine forever. Probably not, because I still think it's about his mom or, an underage girl. But I did think about for a minute if that's what he thought it meant. I'm going to throw this out there, especially for guys. Look, man, there's a trap that your woman will do for you. Or if you're gay, that your male partner will do for you. It's a trap. It's a trap. Don't fall for it. If they ask you, do you find that woman, that man attractive? The correct answer should be, yeah, she has pretty eyes, or yeah, he's got nice arms. You have to give a specific, okay? Because if you don't give a specific, it's a trap. If you just say they're attractive, you're done. It's not going to go over well. Women want to hear, and your partner wants to hear, something specific that you like about them. There is something psychological. If you just say, yes, I find them hot or attractive, there's something psychological that people associate a statement like that with, I want to bang them. It's human nature. Give a specific. Explain why you think they're attractive. You don't have to lie. There's something about every woman. Even if I'm not attracted to her, I can find something attractive about her, and I try to do that. I mean, not the, I need beer goggles, so I'm going to focus on this one. That's not what I'm talking about. Guys, remember that. Man or woman, they want a specific. If you can do that, you're going to be okay. If not, you're done. But Lorne, even if you did that, he would assume, yes, he's a handsome man. Oh, they're banging. You want to bang him. Imagine you live next to a nurse or a doctor. Doesn't matter their sex. And your significant other is hurt. But your significant other has said he's an attractive person or she's an attractive person. It doesn't matter. And they come over and they're going to look at your significant other's swollen ankle. Now me and the rest of you, we'd be like, I am so grateful. You took time out of your busy schedule, your day off, the evenings. We don't have to go in and pay, a copay because you're over here taking a look at it. Thank you so much. But not Lorne. Here's what would happen. He would be sitting there right next to that doctor, if it's a man, leaned in and watching his hand. And I think he would, like, well, her knee's down here, it's probably more down here is where she's hurting. No, it's right about, no, honey, it's down there. You need to check down there. Because he thinks doctors and gynecologists walk around with hard-ons all day. I have an anesthesiologist friend. I'm still laughing, I'm sorry. And I mentioned what Lorne said to them. I'm like, hey, man, you're an anesthesiologist. You work with patients. You got to be up close, Do you walk around with a hard-on all day? And he just laughed. So I let him hear the call. Look, man, I'm trying to get as many people into Lorneography as possible. I really am. Think about the whole cream saga, the cream incident. You could put cream on your own vagina. Let me hear you say it out loud. I can put cream on my own vagina. No, tell him not to touch your vagina. Lorne, it's a caregiver. It's someone who's trying to help her. You don't understand that there are touches that are not sexual. I just want to smack him and I want to educate him. If I was rich, I would fix up Lorne's trailer. I would help him get a job, and I would put a life coach with him that would have to stay with him to explain things. The only problem is we would lose content. But I want to put somebody with him that would explain all of this. Somebody who looks successful, dresses the part. I guarantee you, Mr. Penis, because he knows everything, would want to get rid of them. Want me to get rid of this? He would want to get rid of them. They'd be a threat to everybody. And he wouldn't want somebody monitoring his life. He already thinks probation and parole are there to protect him and not to protect us. So while I would do that, thinking about it, no, it probably wouldn't work. He doesn't have any friends that have normal relationships. He doesn't have any friends that can tell him, Lorne, you're acting like a psycho, man. Here, turn your phone off for the night. Let's drink a few beers. Because if not, and there's a doctor in another woman's life, you know what's going to happen. He's going to lose his mind. He's going to get pissed because that doctor is not your doctor. Ramona's grandmother was talking to the doctor, and he doesn't understand that there are helpful people that are not selfish, willing to donate their fucking time, Lorne. Because you don't understand what that, I'm going to help my uncle. Yeah, because you're probably getting something out of it. But Lorne, my man, doctors, they help people. That's what they do. They can do it without trying to have sex with them. So again, he thinks he has ownership of a woman's body, even during a medical crisis. How come everybody, when I was younger, occasionally I would joke around and be like, yeah, she's my woman. You know, you joke around because you saw it in some stupid movie. In the 80s, you heard that, that's my woman. But Lorne, he still uses that term. I believe he means it. He and Ramona weren't even together. This was after he contacted her, you know, do you still love me? We spent 9 months, 9 fucking months. Jesus, that number comes up a lot with all these women. But I think Lorne still thought they were together. She was gonna, I guess, sleep in the same bed with her cousin, and he thought they were gonna have sex because, again, every man is gonna bone his woman. And Ramona says, I'm not your woman. And Lorne tries to joke, but you can hear the seriousness in his voice. You're my woman. You're still my woman. If a guy ever tells you that you're his woman, and you know he's being halfway serious, because a lot of women, they think it's funny. You know, that's my old lady. That's my woman. You know, in a voice, like a redneck voice, where they're imitating somebody else, you're fine. But possession is never okay. Possession takes it to a level that a breakup is going to be nasty. There are going to be some serious consequences for your actions, maybe stalking, maybe disruption of your life, destruction of your property. You hear women joke around, now that's my man, when a guy's doing something with his shirt off. Or he's doing something and another woman says, oh, he's really handsome, that's my man. You kind of make a joke like that. That's my boy talking about my son. That's my girl talking about your daughter when she does something really awesome. It's just something we say. We don't mean we own them. Now my children, I own them until they're 18. My job is to make sure they don't get hurt. My daughter doesn't get pregnant. My son doesn't impregnate anyone. They don't go to jail and they graduate. And then it becomes their life and I help them. What am I getting at here? Lorne would see his children as things he owns. I believe that. He would own his children for the rest of their life. We talked about him wanting them to stay home and pitch in money so he doesn't have to do as much work. There's probably a little background noise, and I apologize. I'm making this video because it's always a long trip in the morning. Let's talk about marriage for a minute. Now, if you get married, it's a promise. It's a commitment. Unless you have an open marriage, there should be no sex between either partner with anyone else. And I want to warn you, if you're young, I would go out and have the sex that you want to have now. Get those experiences you dream about. Don't wait until you get married. Here's the issue. If you're with a partner and you love the sex, and it's primarily why you're there, and it goes away, it starts to fade away, you need to move on. Yes, it's natural, but there's kind of a baiting period where in the beginning you're all over each other. But as time goes on, you become more, your identity doesn't become you. It becomes, I guess, partners. And whenever you become partners, or a husband and wife become mom and dad, and they forget that they're husband and wife, there are problems in the marriage. I'm not saying leave your partner if they're not a sex fiend. I'm saying pay attention to it. Because if you get into a marriage and the sex goes away, which I think, this is what I'm getting at, it's going to happen with Mr. Penis. Because he definitely can't perform. He's a virgin. Whatever woman finally gets with him is going to be like, oh my God, this guy, he's at a gym in like the painter scaffolding trying to work out because he doesn't know what the equipment does. I hope that was a good analogy. But we're talking about him being married. He would probably be a sex fiend. He wouldn't know what to do. The woman would never get any pleasure. I mean, imagine Lorne hit the G-spot. Oh, what's a G-spot? Oh, crap, dude. I married the wrong guy. But he would see marriage as ownership. And in some way, in his head, that's justified. He thought when he was getting married to Winnie in that stupid ceremony over the phone that she was now his. And he would never hear another guy's name again. I think he believes when he partners up, No more guys' names. Nothing will ever come up. I told you he's dramatic because he's never faced real adversity. I just think marriage would be a disaster for him and whoever his partner is. I mean, some of you guys think he might be closeted gay, so it could be a male partner. Whoever it is, they're in for some serious trouble. Because sex to him, that's a relationship. When you've never had it, it becomes the most important thing to you. So you assume it's the most important thing to everyone else. If that's what your partner thinks. If you're married and they cheat on you, get the hell out. Once a cheater, always a cheater. They disrespected you. That's the truth. You take a thief who went to prison and you leave him in a room with a wallet with $100 bills. That money's gone. You take a pedophile and you put young children around them. You know what they're going to try to do. It's because it's in their nature. It's in Lorne's nature to be possessive, control. We talk about that. So a relationship with him, it's not a good idea. He should never be in a relationship. I don't understand how someone can think they own another person. That's the dumbest idea you could possibly have about a relationship. It's a recipe for failure. You're always going to be jealous, you're always going to be paranoid, and your partner's going to be miserable. Lorne, you don't own vaginas, you don't own bodies, you're a virgin, we don't ever have to worry about that. You're in your 50s, you look like you're in your 80s, you're a registered sex offender, you can't go out anywhere, you won't socialize, you're too lazy, you don't have a job, you have no prospects. If he finally got a woman, he would go crazy. He would drive by places they were. He would want control whether they wore makeup, what kind of clothes they wore. If he thought it was promiscuous, he'd think they were cheating on him, and he'd have to go check. So it's a good thing, Lorne. It's a good thing you will never have a woman, because you would think you owned them. I love you guys. Please forgive the rant in the beginning. I'm just sick of it. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one.